Rightio, show us your tips. Weekend preview time. How are you, Beaver?
I'm very well, thanks, Adrian. Thank you for asking. And yes, it's a lovely Thursday night to sit down, do some form, and have a chat to the great one.
Now, I got some good news, actually. I thought I'd break to you on
What's
air.
that?
Whatever it's 5 years in. This is our 400th show
400.
across pro group racing, across whatever we used to do in Trev's basement. Going all the way back to, I think the first time we did a championships one during COVID in Footy and Frothies. But when I went back and looked at all that, 400 shows when you take out a few little...
What have I been doing with my life?
Finding the odd winner along the way. Doesn't time fly? You used to have hair when we started this show.
I don't know about that.
No.
But
yeah, there you go.
400 shows. What a mark.
I got to play some music. Yeah, anyway, so that's the wash up of that. So well done, mate. We've made it this far.
Happy birthday to us. 400
exactly.
shows.
No one pays us anymore though. But we soldier on. Feel free to send us money.
That's it.
Or hats like Penrith Valley Lawn Service did. Yeah, there you go. Give you a plug.
Good stuff.
What's going on? No apologies for lack of midweek show. One of GT's girlfriends gave me some homemade cookies and they took me out for the Monday. But anyway, we're back now. It must have been a fever dream because fucking Uncle Bryn and St. Lawrence both won in my dreams. So,
yes.
Where was his our Bonneval to complete the fucking Trinity? Anyway,
Yes.
it's late if you can't
There's
tell.
some good results on the weekend. We finished well.
Finished with a wet sail
on the day.
and we needed it, I think. But
Sea Wolf, Right to Party,
I tipped Via Sistina as well and Ostraka. Those last four were just... I've had my time over.
Just missed
they
in the
should have
last
just
with
been...
Miss Aria, just missed.
Yeah, I know. As did Millsy, friend of the show. He had a bit on both hit and the second and third horse there, and we just missed. It looked like they were going to come over the top, but anyway, It was a good way to finish the card and some good racing, which there is again this week.
There was some great racing, and the sad part of the day is Craig Williams butchering Bella Nipotina.
Yeah, well, we're going to hopefully do a runner-by-runner show at the pub next week for the Everest, and hopefully Johnny's going to drop in and help us out as well. And it's at a stage where you're almost getting the pen out for that race, I think. All that race, because I think Giga Kit's gone. Think about it. Well, that was one of the other slaughters of the quarter, as they say. Some rough times out of that race, but we'll talk about that next week. We've got some good racing showing what else happened as a long time ago. Don't remember. Anyway, the Straka, still a horse to fire. That's got more to come, by the way. That was a nice win. Let's talk about this week, though. What's caught your eye here? Caulfield and Rosehill to talk about.
Yeah, look, there's plenty of good races. Very open races, plenty of good prices around. So I think you'd probably be, no harm in taking a couple in each race and saving, sort of your 80-20, 75-25 split and looking to save, or you still turn a profit on some of those.
Yeah, we'll start at Caulfield, and across both cards, there's a lot in the double figure range, which I'm somewhere between super keen on and, or at least interested to find out. I think every race has a bit of a story to it. So let's start with at Caulfield, where we're getting a good track. We're getting a rail in the true position. We get to see Mr. Brightside and Broadside, the other blue horse Broadsiding, that's right, later in the day. But we're going to kick off with a rail true track drive for the first time in a while. All systems go, hopefully, for Caulfield. 1,700 metre benchmark 80 kicks us off. Don't know if this is necessarily all systems go, but as usual, you can have first crack.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So you're probably right there. I've settled on number 3 here, Nails Murphy. Just think it's been ultra consistent of late. Only just missed running down Regal Zeus last start. Think it's probably should run a good race here. Gate 4 is good. Gets a 2 kilo claim. 60's okay. I think it'll be in it for a long way, and you won't be far off the money there. So I've got it on top. Maybe one of the dangers. Platinum Destroyer with Mickey D aboard. I think he can run really well as well.
Shit, you don't leave me much anymore. I agree with everything you just said. I think Nails Murphy's flying, gets a beautiful run. sits right behind a couple that are roll 40, Paggio and Co. And looks a nice way to start the card. And I agree that the three down the bottom all have some interesting upside. And I had Platinum Destroyer. I thought that was the most impressive one down there. Mickey D, who has some nice rides at a price in the afternoon, as usual. And make it the danger. I am scared of Saban, but I thought Gate 1 for a go-back horse has some work to do off a big win first up. That was an impressive win first up. The second is a listed race for the fillies, and I started out thinking that I'm just going to find these couple of Sydney fillies at the top and move on pretty quickly. And the more I got into the race, the more I got myself tied in some knots here because there's cases to be made all the way down. I ended up sort of deciding, if anything, I'm going to back these two Moody runners at a very big price, a very small each-way price, but Savvy Rocker looks like it's filled out in the last lot of trials. I thought worked quite well, and its last two runs are very good. It's 30s, and Mem's Choice, I don't think it has any idea what it's doing, but has produced a very impressive win first up, ducking and weaving, and it was 100 to 1 when I did the form. Like I said, very small bets on both of those. Keepsake, very scary. Debuting here, the trials were absolutely fantastic. And as I said, I started thinking that I was just going to declare Erno's Cube a complete moral. Maybe it is with that filly's form, but I think this is a much deeper race than it first presents as. What do you think?
Yeah, I think interesting race. I'm going to go Keepsake. I'm going to go with the trial form. Looked pretty good. They've thrown her in here. That's good enough for me. McAvoy stable has a knack of producing these types of horses and putting him in these types of fields and winning fresh. So I've got it on top. I thought I Am Velvet could also run well. Resuming here, its couple of starts or 3 starts, career starts for all wins have been very good and has been taken care of. And I thought Silmarillion could run well again. I was a little bit disappointed last start, which is why I wasn't sure here.
I've sort of treated it as
well.
1,400 metres was too far. That's
Yeah.
giving it that benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, with Macca on board, I think can't be left out.
Yeah, that I Am Velvet looks like they've actually got it going straight in the trials too, so that's another scary horse. It didn't really know what it was doing when it won its 3 starts so far. The third, I don't know if you helped many people there, but the third is a 1,200 metre Group 3 for the mares. I assume a Little Deep's here, Beaver. Just looking now. Not going to Sydney, but who do you like?
Yeah, I think if a Little Deep's here, I think it's going to be super hard to beat. Loved everything about its last run. I thought it was probably should have won that. Was only just unluckily beaten there. I think 350 is not a bad price, and I think it's going to be hard to beat. The main danger is extra 2. Gets J-Mac here. That was a huge run last start. Got well back. Finished off nicely. I don't think it'll want to be that far back in this, and may sit a little bit closer. The start before that was pretty impressive, and one at the Valley before that. So I think it's definitely the hardest beat here.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that, and I agree with a Little Deep. That was almost run of the day, given how bad that inside was at Caulfield. A Little Deep last start. The winner came out and was heavily backed last Saturday and knocked us out in that last race, but did win. So on top, almost wanted to make it best of the day. There's bits and pieces here though. Scare Me Gumdrops didn't have the best of luck at Moonee Valley. We'll say just got held up for a few hundred metres. Is unbeaten second up. Will improve. And Charmstone's very scary, but a year off. We'll just let it see. And yes, you've made the case for extra 2 next best. One for your first falls, Yellow Sam, Wangoom cameo, and the trial was very, very good, and it's a good price. So this is a day I'm keen to play quaddies, and I might even do an early quaddie for TikTok or something. But there's going to be a couple of 20 to 1 winners here somewhere in this card. I'm fairly certain. And
yeah, Yellow Sam, I would have probably had it sort of higher up the rankings if it was drawn a little better. But
yeah,
I don't know where it gets to from 15. It's probably got to go forward, I'm guessing.
I thought, potential big enough field if it can find cover. Yes, just hope they don't snag. But it's a mare on the up. and that was a really good run in the Rongoom. And as I said, trials were great. The fourth is for the 4-year-old Messi over the mile, another Group 3. All these mare heavy races this time of spring. Maracana, I'm going to make one final case for it. Just absolutely never got a crack at the Valley. It did go around 20s there. It's 20s again. I'm hoping Mickey D doesn't give up a spot this time and goes forward and is a live chance in this race. Horse is going well. Quickster is the danger for me. Last time went to Adelaide and won a listed race over there at a mile and did win second up last time in, and looks a nice price at $14. Didn't quite know what to do with Vibrant Sun off that first up one. Maybe one more, but I thought that might be next best. Another mare's race where I'm looking to play wide. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I had Quickster on top, interestingly enough.
Okay.
That wasn't a bad first up run. I thought it wasn't that far behind Perfect, who wasn't disgraced in the last race last week, going well. So I thought it could run well in what, again, looks to be a super open race here. I thought City of Lights was the main danger. That was a good resumption in a Group 3 at Newcastle. And prior to that, had some good form in decent races. So it's won 4 from 9. So it's got some ability and gets JMac. I would have probably thrown See You in Heaven in other than Williams is on board, and I'm just not going there.
That's fair enough. I do want to say, when him and Greg, I've noticed in the last couple of weeks at midweeks, him and Greg Urell are on fire when they team up. I think another winner or two today, but that's all I'm going to say about him, because inside gates and Craig Williams are not your friend generally, is my rule. Anything else? No? That was it?
No.
Just interrupted. Okay. The fifth is the Weekend Hussler, 1,400 metre listed race where there's a ton of pace up front here, I thought. And I know you're probably going to declare this immoral, but I'll let you do it first.
Well, I just want to say Weekend Hustler, what a horse. Love it.
Very good horse, yeah.
Love that horse.
Fantastic
Yeah,
horse.
one of my favourites. Yeah, I do think Jimmy Star's going to, if it comes here, wins this race. I tipped it first up. I think it'll be further improved by that. Gate 6 is perfect. Shinmar is perfect. And there's not a lot of depth to this field, I don't think. They're horses that haven't won in a while or don't win that often. So yeah, I just had it on top, clear on top pick. Couldn't really find something that can beat it.
I think the pace sets up perfectly for it. I think Griff goes forward, Buffalo River, Run Like Harry, Savannah Cloud, Who Dares all go forward. So there's going to be a ton of pace up front. So probably is immoral, so just skip forward a minute if you're happy to end it there. But a couple I'll make a case for. The couple down the bottom here running by. Flew first up, was very good there. It was just bogged on a heavy track last time out. Gets Mickey D, gets a Swooper's Gate. Like I said, with so much pace, at $10 is a live chance. Was that your gut?
No, that was the lounge.
Okay, it wasn't my gut for once. Super Artsy is absolutely flying, gets a proper jockey for once in Melbourne. Live chance as well to me. And Coastwatch, I think the horse is airborne, but gate 2, behind a lap pace, coming back in its face. If it had drawn wider, would have been an absolute live chance. Moral of the story, I'm probably not backing these two down the bottom, but like I said, if you think Jimmy Star is a good thing, go for your life. The 6 is the Herbert Power Stakes staying race. God, I talk a lot. For the Group 3. And is it just me? Is this like, have we reached the lowest staying ranks in years? Like, how bad are these? These horses just go around every week, and I'm sick of all of them. I've said it before, but like most of these wouldn't win over the sticks. They could fucking get Bash Boy out of retirement and it'll win this race. Or Black and Bent or someone. I'm so sick of them. When in doubt, I'm going to back the leader, a Dashing Duchess. It didn't go on the heavy last time out. Hard fit, it's going to roll forward and have a bunch of slugs chasing it. Hurricane probably is the only horse with any hope here, but it's a year off. First up a mile, second up 2,400 metres. Doesn't sit well, but if they are awashed, maybe it's got the upside. That's why there's money for it, and Gear Up will be in the right spot. But you can say something more interesting than that.
Not much more interesting than that, other than I've gone for Gear Up. I've just gone for the the third up form. It'll be at peak fitness now. And first two runs haven't been too bad behind Young Werther and Positivity. If they were in this, they'd be fairly short priced, I would have thought. So that was good enough for me because all the other are mugs. So that's why I had it on top.
Shout out to Mediatic, actually, who's had a share in Just Fine, who got back in the winner's store. A fan of the show, got back in the winner's store last week. I wish I'd given it some more thought because, as I say, so these races, just get the leader and you're half a sniff.
Yeah, I'd been penning that for ages and giving it no chance. So what would I know?
Good luck to him.
That was just bizarre. Yeah. That turnaround in form was just bizarre.
Yeah, these horses aren't very good down there at the moment. But he's going to the Melbourne Cup, so happy days if you're one of the owners. Some better horses here. Don't know if this is much more of a contest. 2,000 metre Might and Power, Weight for Age Group 1. Mr. Brightside gets away from Pride of Jenny for a moment. Is there anything much to talk about in this one?
I don't think so. I think it just sits on the pace here, and that'll be all she wrote.
Could even lead. Who leads this? Deny knowledge will lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just have a lovely spot behind it. Jenny Lala probably goes forward.
Yeah, I think it probably just lets it something go and just sits in behind them. Your only danger is Gate 1, Craig Williams.
And this is his horse, so he tends to get this one right. If this was Flemington, I would be generally scared of a tissue.
Yes.
I just don't quite know here. Maybe I should be. Maybe it goes in the quaddie. It's the only other horse I'll mention. Apart from Calipore, I still genuinely believe it's going well, but it's come here because I assume it's off to the Melbourne Cup, so this will be another barrier trial. Might be able to run to a place for a trifecta, but that's all I'll mention here. For lack of anything to talk about, 1 from 5 looks fairly obvious in the first of the features. The second, we get to see Broadsiding, the former 2-year-old of the year, outstanding 3-year-old Resumption, first horse to win the Golden Rose first up. But it now has to come off a big run first up on a wet track, which it is a phenomenal wet tracker, to a dry track with a Cox Plate in a couple of weeks and is $1.50. Does that just all ring really great for you? Is this just Animo again?
Could be just Animo again. I did say that previously.
Yeah.
I couldn't back against it, to be honest. I think this horse could just be special. And we'll get to see that on the weekend if that's the case. Hard to go around it. If I was, Evaporate is a horse that I really do like, and it's flying at the moment. It's versatile. It'll pack the pressure on, and if there is any chinks in the armour, at $12, Evaporate's a good bet. And Angel Capital, you can't leave out as well. It's flying at the moment and is a good little racehorse.
I love the way Evaporate's been taking off over the mile its last few, and I hope it does. Well, came in here hoping it does so and at least makes a race of this. But the fact Gay's got 2 horses here, she's not going to... There's no point just waiting for it to get beaten. So I think at least one of them will take off, and this will be a fast run race. I think Evaporate's the main danger to Broadsiding. I'm all for Broadsiding winning, but Evaporate main danger, and we do get to see Henley earlier. We'll get to it later in Sydney, so a bit of a form line lead up. Not much to add, yeah. I am going Broadsiding from Evaporate, and I think public attention can improve, been going okay. The sprint is next, a Group 2 Schillaci Stakes, another good sprinter there, Weight for Age, 1,100 metres, and I generally don't like taking 3-year-old fillies in against the hardheads in these sort of races, but I'm going to tip Belichick Star here. The difference being it's not going to be up in the pace, and I think it can just mind its own business out the back, and all Craig Williams really has to do, gate forward, we're okay, I think, is just get to the outside, and it will be in the finish, I think. I think this is a nice mare. And make Oscar's Fortune the danger. Magnificent trial. The form ties into Overpass in WA. Beat Amelia's Jewel home over the shorter distance. I'm going to say it's an absolute live chance. Not sure. Just taking on the 1,000-metre form up to 1,100s. I had 3 looks at Mahaba as a chance here. Next best for me, but I assume you're just going to tip Mornington Glory again.
I am going to stick with Mornington Glory because it's a horse I've been following. And again, I can't see any reason why it can't win this. Gate 5, I think, is perfect. It can take up a a position wherever it really likes here. If it needs to lead, it can. If it needs just to sit behind the pace, it can. Again, versatile horse. Just freshened up with a nice little trial, chasing Who Dares. So that was good lead up to this, and I think it's going to be hard to beat. Main Danger had a Star Patrol. I like this horse. I think this horse is a very, very good horse. Flemington might be its go, but I think it can run well here first up, fresh. And you're right, Oscar's Fortune, not without a chance.
Beautiful. The trials were good for Star Patrol as well. If you do like it, we'll be rolling along. The last in the card end, the last feature is the Group 1 Toorak Hanidcap, which I am going to say this is Another Wil's chance for its Group 1. Did start favourite in Doncaster and was very brave on that heavy track. Come back in good order. Mickey D jumps on. Only has to get past, hopefully, a leader here in the last, or a leader or two. In Wishlaw Lad, Bankmore, roll forward. Any luck, which it's found its last couple, I think will be absolutely the hardest to beat. Antino, the market's right here. Antino finally gets away from the absolute A grade and won't know itself, not having to chase Pride of Jenny. Will make it the danger. And Desert Lightning, flying for the new stable, was very happy. I was on it last time out and can run well again. Alsafina, who you might mention in a sec, probably wants it a bit wetter. But who have you come up with?
I've come up with Another Will as well. Big fan of this horse. I think this one's special as well. Gate 1, I think that's okay. Just needs to crack at them anywhere near enough to, and it will be winning this. Clear on top for me. Craig's a horse I like as well, so I'm not going to leave it out. I certainly will be saving on it. It was just got too far back last start behind Desert Lightning. I think it beats at home here, now over the 1600. So I've got it to run a huge race. And Alsafina, that was very good last start. Big raps on this horse. Gate 10's fine, and it will give you a good sight. Another Will's just a special horse, but this would be cracking if it wasn't in here.
I think it's cracking anyway because it's still got
Yeah,
a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I like the race. There's some other good horses floating around here.
One of the most interesting cards all year. Can you find us the quaddie?
Hopefully, I think race 7, the first leg, I'm just going to go 1 out, Mr. Brightside, to allow me to stack up later. In the second leg, race 8, I'm going to go 1 Broadsiding, 3 Evaporate, 4 Angel Capital. In the third leg, I'm going to go number 1 Oscar's Fortune, number 2 Mornington Glory, number 3 Recommendation, and number 6 Star Patrol. And to finish off the day, I'm going to go number 3 Antino, 4 Another Wil, 7 Alsafino, 9 Craig, and 12 Osapenko.
Okay. Very good. Your best and value.
My best is race 10, number 4 Another Wil. And my value bet comes up in race 4, number 6 Quickster.
My best, race 3, number 6, should it be here, A Little Deep, in a tough race on a tough day. Value, race 4, number 5 Maracana, and race 5, number 15 Running By. Let's head to Rosehill, where it's Hill Stakes Day. No Group 1s in Sydney, but still a tough card to get through. Another one I think we need to be looking for value. Some drizzle around Saturday morning, but they've kept the hoses away for now from the looks of it. Rail goes out 2 metres from the 1500 to the 900, 3 metres the remainder, and 3 metres in the 1200 metre shoot. Obviously, you want to be able to see them make ground, maybe up and in early and then out wide a little bit later in the day, but we'll keep an eye on that. It's a dryish Rosehill. The first 1400 metre midway, benchmark 72, Beaver. What have you got for us?
Yeah, outside of the favourite, it's a really lot of value there, sort of $10 the field, but I am going for the favourite, Alabama State. I think it's going to be hard to beat here. was pretty luckless last start. This course goes okay. One first up. Should be at its peak now, and if it doesn't win this, question marks.
Going to give Hellbent and you another chance now. I'm firmly in Chad Schofield's corner after the Epsom. 10-day back up from last Wednesday where it ran well again. Now it's $14. Better than that, actually, in a couple of places. Going to give it one more chance. Peace Officer going really well, freshened up. Tick Over Trial was good. Some of that midway form and in the last start behind Madatsu all stacks up pretty well for a race like this. And his double figures, not a knocking the favourite, but there's a chance of another hard luck story in a big field like this. The second is a 1,500 metre highway class 3, which is an impossible race for me. Spent longer than I probably should have on it. For the sake of my PCTC tip, it'll probably be Egyptologist, but I don't have any firm opinion here. Beaver?
I was going to do the same.
Okay, cool.
I didn't really like the race at all,
No,
and for the sake of a tip, I had Egyptologist as well.
Okay. If the
going
pennies
good.
dropped it, if the pennies finally dropped it, could be a proper horse.
Yeah, so that's why I've got it on top. Gate 5 is perfect, and there's not a lot of winners in here.
The third is a 2,000 metre benchmark 88. I am going to put Madatsu on top here. I'm going to completely forgive its last two runs, one at Wyong, one at I think it was at Dubbo or somewhere, but just was never given none out there. Dubbo. Back to town where it won. Well, it's coming off 2 city wins before that. $6, gate 2. I think it sucks along behind Rafatak and Bear on the Loose. And all things being equal, I think it's going to run really well. Actually, a bit surprised at second favourite. I think Rafatak's going really well. It's mapped to lead here, but probably more likely rides shotgun for Bear on the Loose. And I don't really know why I've jumped off Bear on the Loose, who does lead here with Nash, apart from the fact it didn't win last start, and I thought it would. Beaver?
Yeah, I don't know why you're jumping off either, to be honest. I think Bear on the Loose will be winning this. I think it's extra fitness. Floating had the sitting shot and was well back last start behind it. I thought Bear on the Loose ran well and stuck on well. I think this is backing grade a little bit here, and I think it will control the race. So I had it clear on top.
The fourth is 1,800 metre Gloaming Stakes, a Group 3 for the 3-year-olds, and a very interesting clash between the couple at the top, I thought. What have you split them up?
Yeah, it is a interesting race. I'm actually going to go for a bit of value here, a bit of a left field. I'm going for Duvana
Of course you
from
will.
the Wallace stable.
You haven't left me anything again.
I got you, did I?
Tell us why. I've been rubbing off on you last.
Third up here, so
400
perfect
shows, yeah.
fitness, taken to Goulburn, had a lovely kill there, just sat back in the field, picked them up and put them away easy. Was odds on. I think was to get a kill. It's a done deal.
It didn't just kill them, it
horse.
Annihilated them.
It's done deal horse. Gets out to the right trip now. And I think it's a horse on the way up. I really like the $15, and I think this is a really winnable race for a horse like it. Gate 12's perfect. Looks good. Main danger, Henline. That was a good chasing home. Evaporate, which we've talked about earlier. From the Freedman stable again. Gate 11's fine there. Can run well. Had them the major players.
I don't have anything more to add. I've just going to throw Swift Falcon in second pick instead of Headline. I think I've been with it each start this prep, and so I'm just not going to jump off. It will be back, so let's see how Rosehill's playing. But Duvana's a great shout here. And Chris Waller could have gone anywhere with this horse. Again, it's his only colt in this race. And I think it's a live chance from 1 and 2. The fifth is a 1,200 metre Roman Consul Stakes, which the main lead up is the Heritage, where Perspiration missed the start 2 lengths and still won. My gut feeling here is I'm going to give Switzerland one more chance. Carried on a complete pork chop first up, apparently. Was vetted 2 or 3 times on the day and then pulled up with abrasions after the race as well. Wasn't with us. If we get any word through the channels that it's parading better and has turned up, I think you've got to at least have one more play at $7. And apart from that, my sort of gut is, well, Perspiration, as I said, gave him a start and beat him. So we'll make it the danger. They're my main two. I know Coleman's coming off a Manicato. Okay. And I know Spirit of Wealth's been very impressive, but I think there's more to do here. So we'll go 2 from 5. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think both of those are really good shouts and good chances. I'm going to put Spirit of Wealth on top. I just think there's a bit more to offer here. I think it's got a bit more in the tank. I think the first 2 wins, it's still been learning, and I think it's got plenty of potential. So I've got it on top, but I had the 2 main dangers. I agree with you with Switzerland. If it parades better and is behaving itself, I genuinely think it's a horse to look out for in Perspiration. Last prep, it was outstanding. Probably a little bit disappointing first up, but turned that around second up. So my only concern is might just like a bit of sting out of the ground.
Yeah, agree. That's why I
And so
hadn't.
that's why I sort of had as my third pick.
I agree. And a dry track probably suits Switzerland. The thing with Switzerland, if it had a slugged into like 4th, you could get rid of it because it was basically pulled up. Things weren't right.
Yeah.
So the 6 is a 1400 meter. Yeah, 1400 meter Tapp-Craig. And I still don't quite know why, but I just did this race and decided snack bars are moral. I think it just gets 1-1 here. It's been chasing Autumn Glow and Lady Shenandoah. Comes here, stalks along behind a node, and it's going to be in the finish. A node will bounce back from that fast run 1400 Golden Rose to getting control here and will improve. Very scared of Stolly Bolly from almost my favourite stable, and I dare say you might find a spot for it in your tips. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, I did find a spot right at the top of my tips, Stolly Bolly.
Yeah.
Thought it might be hard to beat last start, and it saluted, and they brought it here. Stable's flying, and this looks like a race that's suitable. Given they're bringing it up to Sydney, I think it's going to be hard to beat. You're right. I think snack bars are a live chance and can run well. And I thought one down around the double figure odds main. Only had the 2 starts, but last start was a good win from the Nisham Archibald stable. I think it can run well as well. Around the $10, I'd be saving on it.
Lovely. The quaddy kicks off with the Hill Stakes, 1900 metres. And we've got 2 horses backing up out of the Epsom. How do you line this lot up?
Yeah, I've got one of them on top, Kovalika.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge run in the Epsom if you go back and watch that. Was stuck on the fence, never really got too much room, and when he did go for a run, it wasn't there. It was climbing over the back of him. The other one's got a full head of steam up, and I don't think that took a lot out of it, to be honest. So that's why it's backing up here. I think, out to the 1900 suits, and I think it's a huge chance in this. It's one of the better bets going around at 550 on the day.
I've been saying it for 400 shows. I think the first 3 home in the Epsom were like barriers 19, 17, and 14 or something. Gate 1 is not your friend in those big handicaps. I agree, is absolute live chance. I'm actually going to put Golden Path on top. Absolute box seat run here. Still comes through with Sayowa form. Stalked it for just got nabbed by 2 good ones. It being one of them last time out, up to 1900 metres suits. It's on top for me. Scared of Royal Patronage. He was very good on pace. Had to sit outside lead there, and maybe leads this race. And Kovalika could end up being the only other bet I have in this race apart from Golden Path. Interesting race, but I think they're the main. Oh, Pericles is live as well for I was going to say main 4, but that's the 4th pick. The 8th is the Alan Brown Stakes, and over 1400 metres. And here to Shock's Flying. I think its only bad run recently has been the Stradbroke. Went to Newcastle and Nash stalked and won. Comes here, Nash is going to stalk and hopefully be in the finish again. Should find somewhere in that hopefully 1-1 running line sort of position. And I'm going to go with it from the Hayes stable on top. Samana loses D. Gibbons, so hopefully improves about 8 lengths off that. And from gate 1, I'm going to give one more chance. Might want Sting out of the ground. And Clear Air absolutely suits gate 3, but if it can get a half decent run, N-Cap off that win is a nice price too. Maybe wants a bit further out. What are your thoughts, Beaver?
Yeah, good race. I like it. I thought Gringotts looks the hardest to beat here. It was outstanding. It was flying last preparation, and I don't think its first run suggests that it hasn't come back ready for another big preparation. Gate seven's perfect here. Um, yeah, I think it can run a huge race here, and I've got it on top. Main danger, Waterford.
Yes.
Flies first up, goes really good. It's got the right draw
And
here.
dry track, I think, is
And
also.
the right track. I think it can run really well first up as well. But so Gringotts on top for me.
The Niverson is up next, race 9, 1,200 metres for the girls. Who have you come up with?
It's a tough race on the basis that a little deep comes out. There's plenty of chances here. Some horses going really well. It's kind of looking for a little bit of value. I've gone down the market a little bit and come up with Blanc to Blanc.
You're a fucker. Yes, tell us why.
Ran second.
I should have done the show.
Yeah, you should have went first, mate. Second behind the striker, which we were talking about earlier. Last start and was second for first up as well. Carrying decent weights in some of those. Briassa, who was backed off the map last start, carried 59 that day. Comes in here 54. Gate seven's perfect. I think it can run really well. Roots resumed with a really nice run. So maybe some problems behind it. That finished off quite nicely there. I think with extra fitness there, Nash Waller combination is one not to let get under your guard. So I think it can run really well as well. And go ahead and tip what I just tipped.
That's all I got to say. One day Consul will make it to the races, but this isn't its race. It should have run 3 weeks ago. Blanc to Black flying. I think both runs back have been good, and I'm going to just go with the here and now mare that's here, like that. We're up and going in third up instead of these alleged class horses resuming. Simple as that. The last is an 1,100 metre benchmark 78. You're about to give Ferrari one more chance. I'm not. I'm going to tip Cavallo Ramponte, who showed some pace last time out. I did go the early crow in that race, so I apologise to anyone else that was on it. But I thought they did something there. Admittedly, Ferrari did miss the start, but the fact it's able to posse up, Racing New South Wales have mapped it in the running line. Again, double figures, we'll come home with that because I think Passagiata puts everything in front of out of play, which would be Confess Our Dreams and Tri-State, who are both going pretty well. I think Stromboli's big odds, but it's gate 11, so the Hawks will probably either scratch or snag it back to last, give it none. And Gently Rolled's alive in this race, as is the favourite, who I'm sure you're about to talk about.
Yep, favourite will be winning the last. Well, I might have been slightly disappointed last start. I thought it was a good run. Probably just got a little bit out of the ground, and I think that won't be happening here. Gate 1 will be a bit closer, and this is not as good a field as its last field. So clearly on top for me. Main dangers, Passagiata. I think that was okay first up. I think it can run well here, and Creon. I wouldn't be leaving it out. 2 starts back was a good win. Wasn't disgraced last start, a couple of lengths behind Peace Treaty. This is a nice race, and I think it can run well at close to 20s.
Beautiful. The quaddie at Randwick. What have I done here? First leg, the 4 I mentioned. 1 Pericles, 2 Royal Patronage, 4 Kovalika, and 6 Golden Path. Second leg, we'll go wider. There will be scratchings. We've got a few of these either already have or will come out, but let's go with 3 here to Shock, 5 Samana, 9 Ncap, 10 Gringotts, 11 Terramata, 16 Macarena, probably gets scratched from 15, 18 Waterford, and obviously if Jimmy's here, we'll throw it in, but I assume he'll stay down south. And I'll think about Grabini should have get a run. The 9th, we'll just go with 2 Roots, 6 A Little Deep if it's here, 5 Conasana, 9 Blanc to Blanc, 10 Peace Treaty, and come home with 2 Gently Rolled. And we'll leave Stromboli out. Let's go with 10 Ferrari, 11 Cavallo and Ponte. 6 Tri-State, that'll do. But like I said, I think we'll lose a couple to scratchings. Should get in the vicinity of 18 or 20% on for $100. My best, race 6, number 5, Snack Bar, Tricky Day. Value, race 9, number 9, Blanc de Blanc. Race 10, number 11, Cavello Romponte. What about yourself?
Yeah, race 10, number 10, Ferrari, going to finish the day with a winner. And my value is race 4, number 4, Duvana.
Beautiful. I like it a lot. What's happening at Eagle Farm? A few Sydney horses up there I saw.
Yeah, a few up in Sydney horses up there. Got a few, got 4, I think, at Eagle Farm. Race 4, number 6, Up and Girl. I think it's going to be hard to beat. Race 5, number 6, Wanna Rocks. Got it as hardest to beat. Race 9, number 11, Belvedere Boys, around the $6 mark. A little bit of value there. And we're going to finish the day with the winner in race 10, number 1, Yellow Brick.
In a good race to finish the day there.
Yeah.
Couple from Kembla, thanks to Johnny. Race 3, what have I got here? He doesn't tell me who that is. Race 4, Smashing Time, back to provincial grade, and I'll tell you who that Kembla runner is. Race 3, number 2, Admitted, who trialled very well. It's gone to Kembla as well. Smashing Time is about 260, so you're getting all up of about $4.5 $5 on those. Those two out wide. Anyway, thank you, Beaver. I'll let you get some sleep.
That's right,
I'll give you Friday off.
Sounds good.
Beauty. We'll do it is the big day at Caulfield midweek next week, so we'll try and do a midweek show. Then we've got Everest and Caulfield Cup Thursday night at the pub, eh? We'll have a beer, celebrate 401.
Sounds good. I'll be there.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks, everyone, that supported us over said shows, and mainly, more importantly, on this channel in recent weeks, which has been good, trying to, I guess, regrow it all. But I look forward to talking again as we head right into the guts of the Spring Carnival. See you guys.